That's a really good Rams defense that we just played. They got after us there in the third and fourth quarter. Going up 28-3 as a team, we got to be better. We got to make sure that we're keeping our foot on the pedal, and we got to put that game away. I'm very happy with how resilient this team was, but I'm also a little mad at myself for allowing us to kind of dip right there and not, executing like we should have. I put the ball in harm's way too often. But at the end of the day, we got a victory, and that's all I care about.
And then just to follow up, the role that Cole played for you on that final drive. I mean, he cashed in on that huge 3rd and 22 for you. I think he had 3 catches for 59 yards on that last drive. Just the job he did for you there.
Yeah, I mean, Cole's never the guy to want the ball right away. He's not going to ask for it. He wants to do his job, and of course, he wants the ball in his hands when the game's on the line. He's obviously the most consistent guy. Like, he knows he's probably not going to get that many touches per game, but he works his tail off. He's where he's supposed to be. And I'll tell you what, he's a shifty little sucker. He's hard to cover. I love him. I love this team, and proud of how we finished that game.
Thanks. Nice job today.
Hey, Josh Reed here. Congrats on the win. Can you walk us through that 3rd and 22 to Cole Beasley?
Yeah, I mean, late in that game, obviously they were doing a good job of getting pressure on me, and honestly, just kind of turned into some backyard bull. So I just tried to find some time to throw. Me and Cole had talked about this route many a time, and they just kind of went outside. Cole found a spot in the middle, made a good catch, knifed upfield, got the first down. It was a huge play for us.
Thanks, Josh. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Hey, Josh, great game, and another exciting one. In any way, do you feel like something like this? Again, I know you recognize the flaws or the mistakes, but a coming of age in any sense, because that is, you have to deliver under these circumstances, whatever got you there. How does that feel from your perspective on, another notch or rung on the ladder being climbed for you individually?
Yeah, I'm just trying to make good decisions, rely on the other 10 guys out there. And that's all it really came down to at the end of that game. I wasn't trying to do too much. I wasn't going for the end zone every single play, where in maybe past years I would have, especially in that 3rd and long. Just getting into our 4th and manageable, where we can call a play that gets in the end zone. We got a flag. I'm not the guy that likes to rely on flags, so we got to be better in that situation. I can't take a big sack there. And again, I put the ball in harm's way too many times. I lost my cool. It cost us 15 yards. They went down and scored on that drive, and I can't do that to our defense. So again, a lot of things to learn from this one.
Did the mindset, real quick up for the team, 25-point lead, did it get too relaxed, and did you feel any kind of change there?
Yeah, probably just got too relaxed, and that's on me. I got to be the leader, especially with the offense. I can't let us kind of dip there in the 3rd and 4th quarter. I got to make sure we're on our P's and Q's, and we're moving the ball, and keeping our defense off the field, because that offense is they're pretty good. They controlled the ball well. They moved the ball. They got a good quarterback over there. So I got to do a better job of executing the plays that Dable calls for us.
Thanks, Josh.
Hey, Josh, Sal Capaccio, WGR. Talk us through the final play, the touchdown to Tyler. Was that something that maybe you guys had drawn up throughout the week? Was that something you maybe noticed a matchup? Can you kind of just tell us how you got to that play eventually?
Yeah, I mean, it was a play actually we ran in the first quarter that I threw to Steph, the one that got called back. It was a staple play for us, and we practiced it many times this week. And, it's really just kind of read it out and find the open guy. And Tyler did a great job of separating, and he made one hell of a catch. And, for a guy like Tyler, who, hasn't played a whole lot, we haven't asked a bunch of our tight ends to kind of step in and catch 2 touchdown passes for us. You look at Lee Smith, a man that, he suits up today for the first time this season, comes in, scores a touchdown. This team is just made up of selfless guys that are just trying to do their job when their number's called. And, that's why we love being a part of it. And that's why this team loves each other.
Thanks, Josh.
Josh, you said the game at certain points disintegrated into backyard bull, and I wonder if you can sort of expand on that, and also sort of how relentless Aaron Donald was.
No, man, he's unbelievable. And there was one play, it was actually speed option to the right down there at the goal line, and I was reading the end, and all of a sudden he comes from behind, and I don't know how he got there, but he was unbelievable today. So late in that game, obviously, I understood that we needed to kind of move the ball. So my eyes weren't really downfield. My eyes were kind of on the line of scrimmage and seeing, where I can escape to, where I can buy some time, and then get my eyes downfield and, try to make a play with our receivers downfield.
Thank you.
Hey, Josh, John Scott. What was the difference, whether what the Rams were doing defensively or what, when things were so good in the first half and when things kind of took a different turn in the second half?
It's just about execution and, maybe the lackadaisical effort that we were given. And that's on me. I got to be better for our team and our offense. There's ways that I gotta find ways to get the ball moving and get past the sticks, and I can't throw an interception, and I can't fumble the ball and then lose my cool like that. So you chalk it up to a few of those things where maybe we hold on the ball, maybe we punt, we don't give them a short field, maybe we're looking at a different game. And but again, we rebounded back. Proud of our guys. We'll celebrate this one tonight and be focused on the Raiders tomorrow.
How much of the ability to put together that final drive and maintain your composure can you attribute to the experience in Houston last year in the playoffs and how you guys had a lead and it disintegrated and the ending wasn't the same?
Yeah, I think that I took a lot from that game. And I think you saw I wasn't trying to force the ball into the end zone. I was taking kind of what they were giving us, and I knew we had time. I wasn't trying to panic. Our team wasn't panicking. And I think, especially in that situation, they looked at the quarterback to kind of be cool and calm, and that's what I was trying to be. And, our guys made some plays, spectacular plays, and we got it done.
Thanks.
Hey, Josh, I'm not sure if it's been asked already, but what exactly were you frustrated or upset about before that unsportsmanlike call? Like you said, losing your cool is not necessarily something that you're known to do on the field.
Yeah. I thought, one thing and they thought a different thing. And, I can't talk to the refs like that. I need to understand that. And, I apologize to those guys that are working their tail off out here too. And, appreciate what they're doing. And, again, I got to be respectful in that situation. And I was just frustrated with how we were playing and how I was playing. So I got to be better on that.
Gotcha. And then just moving from that, the targeting Gabriel Davis there right before the game winner. Did you notice that he was being held and you threw it to him to, I guess, highlight that, or what did you see on that play?
Well, we had pressure. I'm not really sure if they went zero or not, but I think they came double edge, and we didn't have enough to kind of pick it up. And I saw one high safety. I knew I was going that way, trying to give our guy a chance. And and the thing is, that's John Brown's route. And John goes down, and Gabe steps up and makes a huge play there, and runs the route how he's supposed to, gets held, and allows us to be in contention to make that touchdown at the end there.
Gotcha. Hey, congrats on the win, and thanks for your time.
Thanks, Al.
Hey, Josh, Adam Bonini, WGRZ TV. Just to go, when did the momentum, or how, in your opinion, from your perspective being in there, did the momentum shift in this game? A lot of people will point to that controversial interception, but from inside the game, what caused it to happen and what caused it to get away for the period of time that it did, in your opinion?
Well, again, I don't think it was momentum per se, but, the interception, putting it up in harm's way, and then coming out, and whether it was the next possession or the possession after, the fumble, and then the unsportsmanlike. So, again, I got to be better in that aspect. I can't put our defense in that opportunity. And, at halftime, I was telling myself, I can't let this team get back in the game. It can't be me. They got to earn it. And, I gave them a couple easy ones there and put our defense in bad situations. But, something to learn from.
I know you've been asked this before, but you've shown the tendency to be able to deliver in the fourth quarter with games on the line. What is it in you that enables you to do that and pull out a game like this?
I just want it more than anything.
Thank you.
Okay, Josh, you are all set for today. Thanks.
Thank you.
That was Josh Allen saying he just wants it behind getting into the fourth quarter. He's had 7 now fourth quarter comebacks as a Buffalo Bill and as a third-year quarterback. And when you say that stat in just a couple seasons, I mean, that is pretty incredible to see how far he's come and how many games have been on the line that he's been able to win in the fourth quarter. Eric, thanks for being on with us. We appreciate the time. And as you watch this game from the first quarter all the way to the fourth quarter, I mean, what was the difference maker here that sealed the deal for the Bills to win this one by just 3 points after being up by 25 points in the third quarter?
Yeah, when you mentioned Josh's 7 comebacks, I didn't envision one of them coming today when they were up 28-3. 28-3 seems to be a not a safe lead in the NFL. Looking back at a reference to the Super Bowl a few years ago, but throughout the game, the Bills were in such a rhythm offensively, and they were making stops on defense, but that run game was starting to wear them down. We heard from Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer about how tired that defense was getting. Well, when the Bills made 2 turnovers and that defense kept getting gashed, they were just on the field so much. The Rams won the time of possession, ran more plays, and they run that up-tempo offense. It wore down the defense. So with the turnovers and the combination of the Bills getting gashed on defense, it allowed them to come back. But what resiliency by this team to come back and win that game at the end. Absolute incredible effort.
Well, let's relive some of these highlights from today's game. Let's take a look at all of the best plays. Bills go for it on 4th and goal from the 1, and Josh finds Lee Smith, the tight end, for a touchdown. Bills get on the board first 7-0, 43 seconds to play in the half, 2nd and goal from the 3. Josh Allen gets to Tyler Croft for the touchdown. Bills lead 21-3 at the half, just over 8 minutes left in the third quarter. Josh Allen to Stephon Diggs, who beats Jalen Ramsey for the touchdown. Bills lead 28-3. And here is Goff hitting Robert Woods on a screen pass. He takes it 25 yards for the touchdown, 28-17 Bills. Here's Jared Goff tossing it over to Cooper Kupp for the 16-yard touchdown. Rams get the 2-point conversion and pull it within 3. Rams again, actually Bills. Tyler Croft touchdown. That would be the end of the game, 35-32. When you relive those highlights, Eric, and just the way the Bills were able to distribute the ball today. No Zach Moss, no Dawson Knox. Of course, you're going to think Stephon Diggs and some of the other receivers may be limited a little bit because of Jalen Ramsey. How did Brian Daboll play call this game to the point where the Bills could put up 35 points?
Well, they were extremely multiple, and they're going against a defense with the best defensive player in the NFL in Aaron Donald. So I thought in the first half they did an incredible job of just mixing up the run and the pass. A lot of their longer developing pass plays were bootlegs and stuff that didn't necessarily require a guy to win a one-on-one block against Aaron Donald. And even when they did a straight drop back, if there was no pressure on the play, they were always going to slide the protection to Aaron Donald. That's a smart move, and that's pretty much standard in the NFL going against him nowadays, which makes it even more impressive, the sack numbers and the production he's able to get. But I thought between the use of screens, we saw 2 option plays by Josh Allen in the first half. Both of them he kept. We saw design runs by Josh Allen. We just saw a number of different things, and in a day where John Brown leaves with a calf injury, Stephon Diggs is limited a little bit because of Jalen Ramsey. We see 3 touchdowns from the tight end position. We see a huge day out of Motor Singletary. On the ground, he goes for over 70 yards. Through the air, he goes for 50. And you saw a number of other guys step up, especially Gabriel Davis. He drew the big PI at the end of the game, but he made a number of huge catches for the Bills throughout the day. And then, don't let me forget, Cole Beasley goes for 100 yards himself.
Yeah, Tyler Croft had a great day. Those 2 touchdowns. He just had 1 touchdown last season, was banged up for quite a bit of the year last year. So great to see him get involved just 3 weeks into the season. And here's Tyler after today's game.
Hi, Tyler. This is Jordan LaBarber with Bills.com. The fourth down, the ball falls incomplete. The flag comes in. It looks like the game's over for a second, and then you're scoring the touchdown. Can you take me through your vantage point for the 4th down play and then describe the emotional roller coaster, I guess, that led to the score?
Yeah, like you said, it was a little bit of a roller coaster for a second, but one thing that I know about this team is we're going to keep fighting all 4 quarters, and it was going back and forth all day. I'm just happy we were in a position to win at the end.
Hi, Tyler. Matt Fairburn here. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, I hear you, Matt.
When you think back to last year and everything you went through, what does that add to today and how far you've come?
Yeah, obviously there's emotion that's been brought into this, re-breaking my foot and then blowing out my other ankle. So, I mean, playing on 2 bad feet last year, it was just, there's a lot of stuff to overcome personally, but I've always been taught you come to work every day ready to go, and you handle your opportunities when they come, and basically handle your business like a pro. So I'm just happy I was in a position to make a play today.
What did it mean to see your teammates respond the way that they did when you scored that touchdown?
Yeah, I mean, that's awesome. We got a lot of love for each other in this locker room. We got a lot of really competitive guys, and we know when that juice gets going, like, it's awesome seeing that.
Thank you, Tyler. Congrats.
Hey, Tyler, it's Jason Wolf with the Buffalo News. Congratulations on the win and one heck of a performance today, man.
I appreciate that.
Curious from your perspective, what happened on the play where you went up, got the ball, and they ended up calling it an interception?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be calls that go like that in a game. From my perspective, I was going up for it, and there's definitely a little contact, but I thought we both had the right to get the ball. I thought I had control of it coming down, but, I mean, that's just how it goes sometimes, I guess. I just got to do a better job of ripping it out at the end there to make sure it's not up to in the ref's hands.
Who was the first person to come talk to you on the sidelines after that? And what was the message? And what was your sort of mindset moving forward from that point?
Moving forward, you just got to flush it. I mean, that play is obviously going to be frustrating, and we're going to want that back. But if you're lingering on the past plays, that's just going to prevent you from doing your job down the road. So everyone was like, that was basically a heck of a play, trying to go up and go up there and high point it. But like I said, sometimes that happens. That's just how it goes. So you have to flush it and just focus on the next play.
And then real quick, what's it say about this offense to, build that big lead, and then when you find yourself losing with 4.5 minutes to go, you take it down the field and deliver?
Yeah, I would just say we have some competitive dogs in our locker room, and I can't say enough about 1-7. Josh he's competitive as hell. He's going to make sure that we're in a position to win, and you see it out there. He's trying to stiff arm 4 dudes and still throw the ball down. So I mean he's a competitive guy, and he's going to put us in a position to win every time.
Thanks so much, man. Congrats again.
Hey, Tyler, just jumping off that point, I guess, what does a win like this kind of say for the whole team? What does it say, do you think?
Yeah, I think it was a great team win. Special teams was out there making plays. Andre had some great returns. Our defense is stout. I know, obviously, we're going to have to watch tape and see how it goes as an offense. I thought just overall it was a great team win. Like I keep coming back to it, but we got just some competitive guys in this locker room that love to play ball and love to be around each other.
What did you see from Josh? Like, how was he leading you guys late in the fourth quarter when you guys were down?
You see that look in his eye, especially when he comes in the huddle. He's all going forward. He ain't worried about the last play. He's just fully focused on what he has next. And when you have a quarterback that's locked in, or that is locked in, it takes a lot of extra pressure off of you, because you know he's going to be ready to go and lead us that way.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, it's Mark Gaughan from the Buffalo News. Tyler, could you just walk us through the 2 scores? The first one seemed a little easy. It looked like you maybe just fake block for a second and then leak out. And then the second one, did you get grabbed there off the line of scrimmage and you had to, or just to walk us through the 2 scores?
Yeah, I mean, the first one, that was kind of a play that we had cooked up a little bit, and I can't say enough about Diggy Stefan. He gave me a good little rub route on there, and I mean, like you said, I was a little wide open, and those are the ones where the ball feels like they're in the air forever. But that one was fun scoring. So I can't say I appreciate Diggs for that one. And yeah, the other one, there was a little contact coming through the line, but when you're down that low, you got to be ready for that. You can't be caught off guard by that. So just had to rip through it, and Josh put that one up there and allowed me to go make a play.
Did you come from the backside, or were you the play side there? And did you think the ball was coming to you when the play got called?
I mean, when Josh is back there, we're all live. Like, you don't know where that ball's going, so you got to make sure you win your one-on-one. But yeah, I was on the right side and ran basically like a shallow kind of over route.
Right, great. Thank you.
That's everyone. Thanks, Tyler.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Eric, on that last drive in today's game where the Bills ended up scoring a touchdown, Tyler Kroft touchdown to win the game, I was having some throwbacks in my mind to the Houston Texans playoff game. Getting a little stressed out there, but there was a total difference in this team in the outcome. The outcome against the Texans was that they lost the game, and Josh Allen had some questionable decisions in those final drives to end the season last year. But this year, you see a similar situation like that, and they end up scoring a touchdown. Just comparing those two drives, those two games, what are some differences that stand out in your mind as to how Josh has grown, as to how this offense has grown in decision making and putting the ball in different places now?
Yeah, I think he just has more weapons this year, and he's a little bit more comfortable in the offense. We saw a little bit of unorthodox play throughout the drive. That whole last drive was a roller coaster, but you have Josh Allen going down to a knee right before he throws the ball out of bounds, and he actually almost got stripped on that play as well. I believe that was driving the face mask. Anyways, they convert a 3rd and 22 to get a first down there to Cole Beasley across the middle, and just it was incredible execution. And with Josh Allen, he's so competitive that when there's free rushers coming, he's never going to be the type to just duck in the pocket and go down. I'm sorry, he never will. And that may be hero ball, as some people call it. It may be a little unorthodox, but Josh is going to continue to try and make plays, and the Bills are sitting at 3-0 because of it. Are there going to be some bad plays? You saw him throw the one ball up that caused the interception controversy to Tyler Kroft. There's going to be plays like that with Josh Allen, and you have to take those because he's so competitive and he's trying to make plays at all times. But now you see in his 3rd year, he's making so many positive plays that you can ignore some of the detrimental plays that come from the freelancing at times. And that was the face mask I was referring to, the sack in the pocket, the fumble, whatever it may be.
It's great because week 3, I mean, that was like a playoff situation right there, and they get to learn from that and come away with it with a win just in week 3. Somebody who loves Josh Allen's competitiveness is head coach Sean McDermott. He's on the podium with his thoughts after today's win.
How would you just describe what we just watched? I think for a lot of us, that was probably one of the craziest games we've ever seen.
Yeah, it was a great game, wasn't it? Man, just two good teams competing at a high level against one another. And, the heart that we have on our football team, I mean, you saw it, right? Incredible. Give credit where credit's due. They did a good job coming back on us, and we're executing at a high level. But at the end of the day, we made the plays on the last drive when we needed to make them.
Hey, Sean, Josh Reed here. Congrats on the win. I know you're a firm believer in whether you win or lose, there's lessons to be learned. What's the lesson to be learned from this one?
Well, I mean, on the surface, it's that the NFL is a tough league to win. No matter what the score is, you got to keep playing. And I give credit. I don't think it was a matter of us stopping playing. It was more of they were executing at a higher level than we were, like we were in the first half. We out executed them in the first half. They probably out executed us in the second half, and then it came down to one drive. And that's why we practice the way we do.
Josh was asked about the play to Cole Beasley, and I said, I kind of just started playing playground a little bit there, and I knew that I needed to find a window to get him the ball because he said they talk about that play a ton during practice. Josh just kind of gives you a puncher's chance every single time he takes a snap, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, you guys see it. The guys play for him. I'm sure like all games, there's some plays he wants back. We want back. Listen, at the end of the day, to come back in the NFL and win the game it's tough to do, and he's now done it twice in the last 2 weeks, and so it just goes back to the belief, the ability to stay calm in critical moments of the game, and then to have that winning mindset in those moments.
Thanks so much, Sean.
Sure, Josh.
Hey, Coach. I know you gave us a taste of this late last week with Cody and Brian Winters in the game at the end last week, and then we saw it right from the start today. Just the thought process behind going with that group from the start, and then the performance you felt you got from the guys up front today.
Yeah, I mean, they, we felt like those two, we want to go with those two this week. Like all positions, we've got to continue to earn it. So we'll evaluate the film and thought there was moments where we played well up front, and there's moments where, look, you're going against some, a good player in particular, and Aaron Donald with his other guys that he has there, and they're a tough unit. And I thought our guys, especially again in the critical moments of the game, Chris, they came through for us.
Yeah, run game real quick. I mean, it got good yards per carry average today where you kind of, I know you're probably just looking at the numbers because you don't have the film yet, but just in general, it looked like the line of scrimmage battle was one they had their share of wins today.
Yeah, I mean, we popped some big runs, which was important for us. I thought Devin Singletary had a big day, made some people miss in space and in the run in the pass game, and that's good to see. We were a little shorthanded there with Zach out. TJ Yeldon stepped in, did a nice job.
Thanks, Coach.
Sure.
Hi, Coach. Sal Capaccio here, WGR. I want to ask you about two players specifically, in making plays for you. Number one is Levi Wallace. He was a little bit maligned by fans and media this week after last week's game. And Leslie said, if you want to keep him off you got to make a play. And he made a play, obviously. And then, obviously, Tyler Croft and everything he's been through. And I know you've talked about last year, the injury, the rehab, getting back on the field, and then having to fill in for Dawson, the situation with the interception, then for him to make that play. So if you just kind of talk to us about Levi and Tyler in those situations.
Yeah, that's why I love our guys, man. They're resilient. Those two that you mentioned, they've been through some adversity, but the team supported them, and then they, at the end of the day, they bounced back on their own, right? Because that's at the end of the day, you got to do it yourself, right? And so a lot of film study this week by both of them, and it paid off.
Thanks, Coach.
Sure.
Hey, Sean, John Scott. Micah had mentioned something in regards to like momentum and feel, and usually having the crowd that after a big play on defense that can kind of swing things one way or the other, and that was missing today. Was this one of the first times you could notice that there was a difference without having fans in the stands?
I mean, again, John, he's accurate, and you're right in terms of it's swung today. In a big way, but one of the things we researched before the season even started was, again, some of those leagues that were out before us, the professional soccer leagues, the professional basketball, baseball stuff going on. They said that momentum it can swing quickly now because, again, it's just you out there, right? So that's something we've got to continue to be aware of and continue to play. And that's what we did. We played harder and longer today.
We heard Coach McDermott there talking about momentum, and the Bills have quite a bit of momentum heading into week 4 now, 3-0 to start the season. So with this win against the Rams, a team that went to the Super Bowl in 2018, not too long ago, what type of statement did the Bills make in the NFL today, Eric?
They had the opportunity to make an enormous statement if they would have continued to crush them like they were at one point of the game with a 25-point lead, with the comeback, with an interception, with Josh having 2 turnovers in the second half. Some of the national media will cherry pick those plays, ignore a lot of the really good plays that he made throughout the game. And I think there's still going to be doubters on the Bills. But with them making the playoffs last year and the type of football that they play, all of their continuity, teams around the NFL, people in NFL circles understand how good this Buffalo Bills team is.
Eric, thank you. That's all for us tonight. If you want more highlights, more analysis, more sound from our players, go ahead and tune into MSG at 11:30 tonight. For Eric Wood, I'm Maddy Glab. We will see you all next week.